Okay, guys, okay, we are still on page 61, okay, 61. For the same question, 20 quiz score problems, still find the mean average of the quiz score. Let's try to use a second method, okay? So, our second method is to determine what percent of students earned each score. Okay, so what percent of students earned a score of 10? There are how many scores in total? 20 scores in total, right? So, out of the 20 scores, how many 10s do we have? 5. So 5 out of 10, this is a percent of students who earn score of 10, right? So 5 out of 20 give us what? It's a 1/4, right? 25%, right? 25%. So that means 25% of students earn a score of 10. What is a percent of, yeah, you can write your answer here, okay? 25%, okay? This answer is here. What is the percent of students earn a score of 15? Out of the 20 scores, how many of them get a 15? 5, right? So 5 out of 20 is what? 25%. This is your answer here. And what is the percent of students earn a score of 20? 50%. Yes, 10 of 20, which is 50%. Okay, so 50%. Okay, so we find the percent of students who earned each of the scores. 25%, 25 means 50%. Okay, now how can we compute the mean? Okay, so method 2. Okay, we use value 10 times by what? 25% of the total scores, okay, you're having 10, okay, we use 10 times by 25% plus what? 15 times by what? 25% plus 20 times by 50%. Let's see what we can get here, okay? So 10 times by 0.25 give us what? 10 times by, I'm going to write here, 15 times by 0.25, 20 times by 0.5. Let's see what we have here. 2.5. What's 15 times by 0.25? Use a calculator. You should get a 3.75. If I don't, is that 3.75? Or a different number? 3.25? 3.75, right? And then how about 20 times by 0.5? Which is 10. Can you please add up these three numbers and see what we have? 16 point what? 25. Oh, this is by using the second method, 16.25. Let's compare the answer from the first method we have. Is it 16.25? Yes or no? It's the same, okay? So the second method, we call it is by using what? Percent, okay, to compute a weighted average, okay? So if we summarize the formula, it's going to be what? Value times by percent plus value times by percent plus value times by percent. Do we have a denominator anymore from the second method? No denominator, okay? So guys, let's turn to page 63. I'm going to ask a volunteer to read the second method for us. Compute weighted average by percent weights, okay, percent, okay? All right. Kayla?
Method 2 uses percent weight, where the sum of the weights must be 100%. Multiply each value by its weight and add. Write the percent weight in decimal form in this calculation. Value times weight percent plus value times weight percent plus value times weight percent.
Very good, thanks, okay? So the second method, this method, okay, is identify the values from the problem and also figure out what? The corresponding percent, okay, for each of the values. Then use value times by percent and then plus value times by percent and so on. Now guys, let's compare this formula with the previous one, the count method. for this second method, do we have a denominator when we using the percent, weight percent? Yes or no? Percent weights, we call this a percent weight. Do we have a denominator? Do we have to divide by anything? No. So when we multiply the percent, there will be no denominator anymore. However, from the first method, when we use counts, we have to divide by what? The total counts. So this is a different, okay? One formula has a denominator. Which formula has a denominator? The count method 1 has a denominator. How about second method? Do we have a denominator anymore? No more. Remember this, okay? Remember that. Alright, so let's also try one problem on this page 63. Okay. Yeah, also I'm going to ask the student to read the question so we can solve the problem together, okay? Question together. Stephanie? Suppose?
The weight of each category by the category average and then take the sum of those products. If your average is 85% on tests, 100% on homework, and 85% on quizzes, what is your final grade for the course? Read the table below to help you calculate the final grade.
Okay, very good. Can you also read the question, this part, please? Suppose
the teacher wants to emphasize test scores more than other grades in a course. Using a percent weight average makes it easy to do. The teacher chooses the following weights: test 60%, homework 15%, quizzes 25%.
very good. Thanks. Okay. Well, to solve this problem, there are 3 types of assignment. One type is test, in total 60%, and homework count for 15%. We're familiar with this, right? For our class, we have like homework, how much percent, right? Exam, how much percent, right? And then in this problem, the quizzes account for 25%. Okay, now, if your average on test is 85%, what does that mean? You get 85 points on average for your what? Test. So is this 85 a value or a percent? Well, it is in percent, but it also gives us a value, right? This column gives us a value. Okay, so you get an 85 on your test. You get 85 in average on your test. You get a 100 points in average on your homework. You get 85 points, okay, in average on your quizzes. Okay, quizzes. And each of these categories account for what? What do we call this? Percent weight, right? 60%, 15%, and 25%. How can we find the final grade for this student? What do you do? Remember the formula we learned? Use each value times by corresponding percent, right? So 85 times by 60%. 60% is 0.6, right? Can you please use a calculator? 0.6 times by 85? 51. 100 times by 0.15. Yeah. I would prefer we use 100 times by 15%, but let's do write it this way, okay? But 15% times by 100 is 15. 25% times by 85 will give us 0.125. Okay, good. Alright, so these are the values times by percent, values times by percent weight. Okay, now once we have these products, how do we deal with this product? What do? We add them up. That's it. No more dividing. Okay, no more dividing. So we're going to add up the 51 by 15 plus 21.25. It gives us what? This is 66. 87, right? 87.25. So the student should get a B, right? Get a B. Alright, so this is second method. What do you feel about this second method? It's okay, right? Just make sure do not divide, okay? Just once you multiply by the percent, value by percent, add up the product, no more dividing. Okay. Alright, so this is a question on page 63. Now guys, let's turn to page 64. Let's try the question 1 on page 54. And this question is a very important question because on Thursday, we're going to go over the project 1, okay? We'll do project 1 together in class. You will find that project question is very similar to this problem. Very similar, okay? So if you understand how to do this problem, you will be able to do the project problem, okay? All right, so question 1, I'm going to ask a volunteer to read this question for us, then we do it together, okay? Christine?
Your friend is in a science class where the grades are weighted as follows. Lab reports are 20%, quizzes are 20%, the midterm is 30%, and the final is 30%. Help your friend calculate his final grade in the class if he has earned the following grades.
Lab reports?
Lab reports, you want me to read all of the values?
Yeah.
88%, 70%, 75%, 82%, and 70%. Quizzes are 60%, 78%, 90%, and 86%. Midterm is 76%, and his final is 54%.
Hint, please, hint.
How might you deal with the multiple quiz and lab report scores?
Very good, okay? All right, so these are the grades, okay? And we know lab reports will count for 20% of the total grade. Your quizzes will count for 20%, midterms 30, finals 30. So these are our what? Values or our person weights? Person weights, okay? So these are our percent weight. There are weight, okay? There are weights, okay? Percent weight. Alright, now the thing is, what are our values in the problem? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 categories of the assignment. Lab reports, we do have a single value there. We have a list of the given values. How are we going to do with these multiple values? What do we do, guys?
Yeah.
Find the average.
Average.
Yes, okay? We need to find the average of the lab reports, okay? So the average lab reports, okay, means we need to find the what? Mean or average score of these values. How do you find the average of these 5 results, lab reports results? Add them up and then divide by what? 5. Can you please compute the average for me? Or I'm going to write it here, okay? Average
77.
77, right? So we add up these values, 88 plus 70, 75, 82, 70, divide by 5 of them, right? So 77. Everybody get the same answer? 77? Alright, so quizzes, do we also have to compute the average? Yes, we do, right? Please tell me.
78.5.
78.5? Okay.
Hopefully.
Everybody same answer? Okay. And do we have to compute the average for midterm or final? No, they're already given, right? One single result. Now, how can we compute the final grades? Final grade. Use value times by what? Corresponding person weight, right? So lab report, 77 times by what? 20%. what is quizzes? 78.5, this is average times by what is weight, percent weight, 20%. Midterm, 76 point times 30% plus what? Final is 54 point times by 30%. Yeah, these percent you can, rewrite them into the decimal numbers, right? 0.2, 0.2, 0.3.
So that's just like the really long way of doing it, right? Pretty much? Okay.
So,
I got 70.1%.
70.1%?
That's what I got.
Yeah, 70.1. I'll write it whatever you tell me, okay? I don't have a copy. Okay, so 70.1. Ooh, it's barely a C, but he or she passed, right? Okay.
That's my goal, right?
70%. Okay, so guys, for this problem, what do you think? Well, the first time we encountered it may be challenging, okay, but now after we've already done it, we see, oh, for each category of the homework assignment, we just need to find out what an average score, right? That's our value, and then we times by the corresponding weights, and we add up the paradigms. Alright, so this is a question 1, okay? The question 5 on page 65, we're not going to do it together, but it's the same type of problem, okay? Use method 2, okay? Yeah, use values times by percentage, that gives us a weighted average, okay? So you can try the question 5 on page 65 by yourself in group, okay?